Well, good evening. Welcome to the And One podcast. This is the Sports Empire Network. I will be the host for the evening. My name is Freddie Henderson. I'm joined by my brother, the Mean. I don't know what's so mean about him, but they call him Mean Gene. What's going on, Mean Gene?
Speed! Woo! Gene.
Hey, there you go. And then I will say this dude, he think he has the best beard of the network, but I'm not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I just had to comb mine out. But his name is Cam. What's going on, Cam?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I don't know if it's the best one, but mine's a little wild. But hey, I'll take it.
Man, have there been a lot of things going on in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen? Donovan Mitchell is a New York Knick. Oh no. Ooh, that slipped out. I'm sorry, New Yorkers. That totally slipped out. Donovan Mitchell is a Cleveland Cavalier. Did anybody expect that? I'm not sure. It was like out of the blue. Um, Cleveland, that is for you. Good thing as a Laker fan, Bron locked down his contract, so we don't have to worry about the rumors of him going back to team up with Donovan Mitch or any of those guys. So, Gene, what was your reaction to the trade?
Thought it was a great trade for Cleveland. I mean, everybody talking about what Utah is getting, and I understand that Danny Ainge is loading up on draft picks in future, but it's a great trade for Cleveland. You didn't give up Mobley and you didn't give up Garland. If you don't give up Mobley and Garland, you pick up Donovan Mitchell. It's a great trade for them. It makes them immediately relevant in the East. Um, right, it's a young core that can grow together. So my immediate reaction was I wanted to know what they gave up. And when I seen what they gave up and they kept Garland and they kept Mobley, you can't do work. You can't do bad with that. I'll give up 10 picks. I don't care. You keep that young core, it doesn't matter. There's pictures are going to be in the 25th, 25, 26, 27 area.
To me, it's even a little bit deeper because if you go down that, yes, you had Mobley, yes, you was able to keep, Garland and all those, but let's not forget they still have a Karis LeVert there that I think people just have forgot that he's there. And let's not forget Karis LeVert was a huge impact to that Brooklyn Nets team before they got a Kyrie Irving, before they got a Kevin Durant. So Cleveland is there. Cam, what was your reaction?
I think mine's gonna be exactly like Gene's. At first, I thought it was a little too much. They essentially gave away almost seven people. If I'm doing my math right, and that's three first round picks, two picks that they're swapping, and then three people. Now, Laurie Markkinen, that's a bench player. He hasn't really been him since he left Chicago. And then uh, having Jared Allen, having Evan Mobley, even having his young brother coming in, that young talent, that young size is immaculate. It's like when you try to compare marketing to them. But Colin Sexton, he wanted out. So there's no reason having him in there making the locker room toxic when he wants out. We saw how that was in multiple different teams around the league. Um, I'm a big fan of Donovan Mitchell. I felt like he was really wasting his time in Utah, especially with them getting rid of Gobert. How he was saying you're either going to trade me or you're going to trade Donovan. Right there, you knew like this is a dumpster fire there. And the Cavs are young. I feel like he can really coach and mentor Darius Garland, especially coming off the year he has. Like his confidence and whole mental stability is at an all time high right now. So I feel like this is the best time for Donovan Mitchell to be able to mentor him and lead him in the right, lead him on the right path to ultimately just perfect his craft and his game overall.
You know, let's talk about what impact does this have on the East, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget Donovan Mitchell is a star. We've seen Donovan Mitchell as a young pup in the Western Conference at that lead a Utah Jazz team that they was the pieces around him was respectful, but it wasn't like these names wasn't like guys that would get you over the hump. But as a young guy, he would in the playoffs he would elevate, and that's one thing that you look at in the star. Okay, we know what you can do in the regular season. That's how we judge James Harden. But in the postseason, what can you give me? And we know normally that he would elevate his game. We seen him go beat a OK Oklahoma City team with the Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and the crew. We seen him in big times. And we know, and that's one thing that he's adding to this team. He's adding a guy that's been there before, that knows what it takes when it comes into crunch time. A guy that's not afraid to take a clutch shot. A guy that's not afraid to make a big shot. And that's one, that's this is the, in the NBA, there's two things that you need to be successful. You need to be able to score the basketball, and you need to be able to play defense. JB Bickerstaff is a defensive minded coach. The Cleveland Cavaliers, their identity last year was on the defensive end. I don't expect that to leave. And then you by adding a Donovan Mitchell, it opens up your offense anymore. But where do you guys rank? Where do you guys think the Cleveland Cavaliers will rank in the Eastern Conference?
Cam, you want to start with that one?
Oof, that's tough because with them being so young but so talented, I kind of want to put them honestly like dead center in the middle. And the reason I say that is because obviously with KD and Kyrie coming back, the Nets are going to be up there. Philly's going to be at the top. You got Philly, the Nets, Celtics, Milwaukee, and I mean if you want, you could maybe throw in the Hawks towards the top because they got Murray now. But I feel like we need to be able to see Donovan Mitchell in that offensive scheme, see if he can fit into the Cavs, I guess, like overall vibe of a team. But I would have to just put them dead center in the East, like dead slap in the middle.
All right, so there's a lot to digest here. So I think you
Come
asked
on,
me
Dean. I want to
earlier
get
if
under
you
your
think,
skin tonight, sir. Come on, let's go.
please. I think you asked earlier if you believed it to be a top 3 team in the East, and I don't think that's even a question that would. I don't think they're going to be even close to top 3 in the East, and I don't mean that like 3 years from now, developing as a group. Yeah, that's a different story. But you're talking about next season, right? We're talking about this upcoming season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're clearly not ahead of Brooklyn. They're clearly not ahead of Boston. They're clearly not ahead of Philly. That's 3. You also
Is
have
that your order? Is that your order?
no.
I'm at your order.
Boston. Right now, Boston, Philly. It's the truth. Boston, Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and then they would sit right around Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, like right around that area. I would probably go Cleveland, Miami, Atlanta if I want. So that lands them around the 5 seed. Regular season to me does not matter. So if they finish a top 3 seed, a top 2 seed, a top 4 seed, we've seen Utah do that before, right? Where the regular season Warriors, they finish to 1 seed and then get knocked out in the second round. That doesn't matter to me. But if you're looking at teams that can potentially win a championship, they have the 5th or 6th best odds in the East, in my opinion.
Ooh, that's laughable. That is laughable. I'm over here just rolling in my chair, literally rolling in my chair, Mr. Gene. Literally. Listen here, sir. I understand. You know what, Cam? Gene is horrible when it comes to lists, by the way. I don't know if y'all watched the Wire podcast the other night. He's horrible when it comes to top. He had his top 10 quarterback list, and he didn't even have Aaron Rodgers on his list. It's laughable. It's laughable. Hold on. Let me give you credit. It's not off their talent. It's based on what he thinks about this upcoming season. Okay, so that's laughable. Just like he had the Philadelphia 76ers ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's laughable. Haven't we seen the Philadelphia burn out in many times? I mean, good God. I mean, how many times do y'all must didn't believe in poetry when Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because I can tell you don't believe in them. I mean, this is the same James Harden who forced his way out of Houston, put on a fat suit to do it. This is the same James Harden who pretty much looked like a shell of himself last year. Then, by the way, don't they have a guy by the name Joel Embiid? He's a part. Last time I checked, he is a part of the Street Clothes Academy with Anthony Davis. That hey, every other year is something. Last year he was healthy, but this year it will be the year. So I mean, I'm not trust. And then, are we sure Tobias Harris is going to be step up to be a formidable? Oh, not a third option, because I believe that's Maxey. He took the third option to a number 4 option, getting paid top tier money. I'm not sure. Are we too? Are we that confident in Doc Rivers?
You obviously haven't listened to my show as often as you think you have, because I'm one of the biggest 76ers haters in Philadelphia. People think I hate them and I treat them poorly. What I think they did this offseason, though, is huge. Number one, James Harden has been in the gym, looking great, motivated James Harden, who bet on himself. So that's fine if you don't think James Harden will be there. Tyrese Maxey took a huge jump year 1 to year 2. If you don't think that's going to continue with one of the smartest minds in the game is James Harden helping mentor him.
Smartest minds in the NBA, who?
100%. If you don't think James Harden is one of the smartest minds in the game, what are you watching?
You can hold on. You can have the smartest minds, but you got to look at it this way. This man barely could get out of the playoffs with Chris Paul. Chris Paul went to a dumpster fire of an organization of Phoenix Suns and took him to a finals. James Harden is toxic. Kobe Bryant said it himself. The way James Harden plays ball, he will never win a championship.
They don't play that ball in Philly.
He's not.
That was when he was the number 1 option in Houston. He's not the number 1 option in Philadelphia.
He's an ego. The reason
we haven't talked about the MVP of the NBA last year, which should have been Joel Embiid. We haven't talked about that. Joel Embiid is the best player in the NBA right now, dominant in the paint. Listen, two-way player. You can laugh all you want. Last year, he should have won the MVP. You gave it to Nikola Jokic, who finished the 6th seed in Denver, doesn't play a lick of defense, and has high rebound numbers because they inflate his stats by running down court. You can say what you want to say. Joel Embiid is the most dominant center in the NBA right now, and it's not close. And if you don't believe that, you can go watch the 76ers matchup versus the Denver Nuggets when Joel Embiid takes Nikola Jokic to the gym every time in the paint.
James, are you sure you're not a Sixers fan?
I'm a diehard Sixers fan. But I'm a hater compared to most Sixers fans.
So I see your love is coming out for him, sir. It's bleeding through the screen really bad right now, sir.
My whole thing is he didn't last in Brooklyn because it was 3 ball dominant people with egos the size of Manhattan. KD left this Golden State to come to Brooklyn to be able to win a team on his own. Kyrie left the Cavs because he didn't want to be underneath LeBron's shadow. And then they were like, hey, Harden, you want out of Houston. Come over here. And what happened? How many games did they play together?
8.
Exactly.
First of all, I dislike James Harden. No, I dislike James Harden.
He doesn't. I just can't see him. I'm not taking any credit away from him. He's an amazing ball player. When he is in a confident state of his mind, his game is impeccable. When he drives to the lane, he drives so low, so when he comes up, he's getting fouled. It's crazy. His step backs has literally changed the game. They literally changed the rule when shooting because of him. But I feel like when it's going to come down to it, Joel is going to want to have the ball. Harden is going to be his stubborn self and not give it to him. And I feel like at some point, Harden's going to try to make the team his, and Joel's going to have to give him a reality check, and that's when they're going to butt heads. And I don't think Doc Rivers has enough manhood to be able to step in between them to keep that from imploding the team from within.
I also think that you're really undervaluing what the 76ers did this offseason. And I know this isn't a 76ers show, but you realize they brought in PJ Tucker. They brought in DeAnthony Melton. That team got tougher. They got better defensively. They brought in Daniel House. I think that team's deeper. They're more defensive, and they're tougher than a Cleveland team that's going to walk into the season learning how to play with each other. Donovan Mitchell doesn't play a lick of defense. So I understand that they're what they do in Cleveland is they built their team around defense. Donovan Mitchell doesn't play a lick of defense. Let's just be clear about that. He's not a above average shooter either. Now, what he is a playmaker. He can get to the hole, and I think that he can create shots. But I don't see anything that tells me Cleveland has surpassed Philly.
I'm gonna tell you what it tells me. You know, to stop the vehicle, you have to stop the engine. The engine to Philadelphia is Joel Embiid.
Facts.
And Cleveland, out of all teams in the East, outside of Milwaukee and Giannis, there's one guy that has a chance to slow down Embiid. You can't stop superstars because superstars go to eat, but they can slow him down. That's Jared Allen because he plays defense. He is a big body. And he don't mind banging in the post with Joel Embiid. So I do believe he can have an effect on Joel Embiid with the combination. And then let's add in Mobley. And eventually he's going to be traded because he is a max player in this league. And now that they have Donovan Mitchell, I read a report that he's ineligible for that max contract now. And I believe it's in 2026.
Yeah.
But what he brings to the table, is he brings that stretch four, player that they need. Because I mean, hey, all they're going to need is him. Hey, when we kick it out to you, Mobley, knock it down. Be able to make a play. He's going to be you have to be a solid fourth option because he's going to be the fourth option in my opinion.
So what happens? Excuse me. I understand you're saying Donovan Mitchell plays no defense, but what happens when James Harden becomes himself, doesn't get back into transition, becomes lazy again? And I mean, he has never played defense ever at any team he's been at. And
that's accurate.
That's another thing. I feel like that's what's going to piss Embiid off about that. And
Embiid plays defense. PJ Tucker plays defense. Matisse Thybulle plays defense. Tobias Harris plays defense.
But PJ Tucker's not going to start.
PJ Tucker is going to start.
I don't see him unless they try.
What position he's going to play?
He's going to play forward.
Where's Tobias Harris going?
Forward. That's the five right there. It's Maxey, Harden, PJ, Tobias, and Joel. That's their five.
That team is going to get bullied because
bullied.
Who are you going to have? Who's going to cover Giannis? Please,
Joel always covers Giannis. Joel covers Giannis. You watch Sixers Bucks?
So which one's going to cover Brook Lopez?
That's when PJ Tucker goes. Brook Lopez does not play in the paint. He doesn't. Listen, I've watched the Sixers play them last year where Tobias Harris stuck Brook Lopez and had no problems with him. You worried about who's going to guard Brook Lopez?
No,
I don't worry about that at all.
What I'm not saying is I can't imagine Tobias Harris covering. All right, who's a big four in the East?
Who's going to stop Jared Allen? I mean, who's guarding Jared Allen?
Jared Allen. Joel Embiid will guard Jared Allen.
Okay. So what about
Tobias Harris cannot hold Mobley if they have the four.
No, PJ Tucker would hold Mobley. He would. PJ Tucker's one of the best defenders in the league.
Okay.
He is.
Okay. You got that. Let's play math. Okay, you got it. What about LeVert?
That would be Tobias Harris.
He's gonna get cooked. That's barbecue chicken. What
really?
about
Because Tobias Harris didn't do a bad job with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but hey, LeVert is quicker. He's attacking the paint. That's
quicker
barbecue.
than Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Yeah. Kevin Durant is more of a finesse type style, my brother. Okay, what about Donovan Mitchell? Who's going to guard him?
See, now that's where you run into problems in the backcourt because if you start Maxey and Harden, you're going to have one of those guys try to guard Donovan Mitchell, and it's not going to work well. Matisse Thybulle has to play, and you have to rotate Maxey and Harden, in my opinion.
Okay, then what about when you talk? Let's bring Garland in the picture.
Then Tyrese Maxey or Harden would have to guard him.
And that
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
What happens when they play somebody like, you got Miami. If Tyler Hero's become a lot more explosive, especially after last year, you got Atlanta. You're going to have Trae Young, and then you got Murray at the 2. Too explosive.
Guard play is important. I agree with you. Guard play is important. But in the same realm that you're talking about, so is big man play. And the Sixers can bully people down low with their size. Joel, Tobias, and PJ Tucker.
He's just like Anthony Davis. He can bully you in the post.
He's not.
He is. He can, but he tends to float around the 3-point line. But we know where Joel Embiid likes his shot.
Do you know why Joel Embiid floated around the 3-point line for the first 4 years of his career? Do you know why? No, but you know basketball, Freddie. You know why? Come on. He didn't float around the 3-point line last year almost at all. He had a career low in 3-point attempts last year, right? You know why? Because Ben Simmons isn't clogging the lane. The issue that the truth.
You one of them fans.
Hold on. I'm an LSU fan. Ben Simmons is hot garbage. I don't care.
Ben Simmons is trash.
He is literally the epitome of big for nothing.
He is trash. And the way you ran your offense.
No.
He's that big playing point guard with no jump shot.
Not trash.
Listen, Philadelphia tried to turn him into this point guard. They said, you know what?
Philadelphia?
He wanted that.
Did he go to Philadelphia?
He had a worse jump shot than Markelle Fultz. And that dude
he is the player. You have a coach. A player don't dictate what position you play, sir.
Cap.
If you were no. Philadelphia said, you know what? Let's take a book out of the Lakers. Let's take a page out of the Lakers book. Let's get somebody that's 6'9", that can play that we can put in the point guard position, and maybe they can deliver us a championship. But they thought Joel Embiid was the other guy like Magic had Kareem. But they was wrong. Hey, you need to put him at the 4 at his natural position. Look, this year in Brooklyn, he's not going to be the point guard. They're going to play him at the 4 to 5 and watch Ben Simmons going to eat, and he's going to show y'all why he is a all-star in this league. Because, people try to tarnish his name just like they're tarnishing Kevin Durant's name, just like Kyrie Irving's name, because of stuff off the court. But let's not forget what these brothers did on the court. Ben Simmons is an all-time great elite defender in the NBA. He made shots a lot easier for a lot of guys on that Philadelphia 76ers team, a lot of them. But the only thing that he did wrong, and I agree, it was a big mistake. He was afraid to go up for a dunk in the playoffs. But Philadelphia fans want to sit up here, and they always want to criticize him, but they never go off about the turnovers Joel Embiid had.
My man just said Ben Simmons, the only thing he did wrong was not call for a shot. Cam, go ahead. I'm gonna stop. And then I'm going to roast him.
How long has it been since Ben Simmons has played a game?
It's been, about a year?
Okay.
Year and a half.
So this goes for all sports. And I know y'all can back me up on it. Le'Veon Bell waited 1 season to play. What happened to him? Garbage. Cam Newton was out of the league. Garbage. Adrian Peterson. He took that 1 season off. Came back. Garbage. LaMelo came back. Trash. You cannot in no professional league,
you willing to mess
on a field, you cannot do that. You cannot take one game away because I promise you, Ben Simmons is not putting in that work. He was crying. He wanted to be social media. He was messing with the Kardashians. He was trying to be celebrity me, woe me. Let me get my agenda out to get me where I want to go. I promise you he was not putting in that work. That is going to affect his game, and it's going to affect him when he gets back on. I'm telling you, he is not going to be.
Let me ask you a question. You're willing to put all the money that's in your bank account plus mine, let's put it on the table, that Ben Simmons will not be a great defender this year, correct?
I'm talking about overall player.
No.
No.
I'm about to go down the categories. You're willing to do that, right?
I'll give him defender. That's it.
Okay. So what about when it comes to rebounding? You do believe that he will be below average rebounder in the NBA this year, correct?
I'll give him rebounding. He's 6'9". He's if you're 6'9", I hope you can rebound.
You believe that he will
say Andre Drummond.
Hold on, I'm not done. So by your logic, he will not average at least 15 points this year, correct?
No. We could bet on that if you want.
How much you want to bet?
Whatever you want. You name it, Freddie.
I will put $50 to $100. You know what? I'll put $100 on it. He's not at 15 points.
I'll put 5.
I'm with it. My whole thing because
let me see what his career average is. Hold on.
Can I respond while you look this up?
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me just take a second because I dealt with this Ben Simmons trauma personally and it affected my mental health. Let me just start there. I'm going to read you something real quick, and then I'm going to give you my points. Ben Simmons' lack of competitiveness in crucial games has raised questions about his character. Those who know him best says he needs things to revolve around him on and off the court, and that he's often closed-minded to coaching and instruction. Here is a scouting report for Ben Simmons coming out of college, coming out of LSU. Simmons' lack of competitiveness in crucial games has raised questions about his character. His character is the issue. So let's take it a step further. He played in Philadelphia. Let's go back to the Jimmy Butler team, the team that lost to Toronto. I don't know how in-depth you were with that series, but the entire season, Ben Simmons was our point guard. The entire year, he was bringing the ball up. In the Toronto series, Brett Brown goes, Jimmy Butler, I'm going to need you to be the catalyst. I'm going to need you to bring the ball up. Ben Simmons sat in the corner and pouted. Pouted. That's what he did. He sat in the corner and was baby shit soft. Didn't do anything. Okay. So what they did was they got rid of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler shipped him away to allow Ben Simmons the opportunity to shoot the basketball. Ben Simmons comes back, still didn't shoot the basketball. He's scared of rejection. Let's take it to the Hawks series. And I got you. I promise I got a closing point coming. Take it to the Hawks series. Ben Simmons was scared of the ball. They were fouling him. He was passing the ball at half court, running to the dunker spot, and hoping that a play would stay away from him. No one was sticking him. They were doubling Joel Embiid off him the entire series. He gets an open dunk and he passes it up because the man is scared of the free throw line. He's scared of being at the free throw line. He made the mistake. He had the issues. Off season comes, I want to be traded. Can't play for Philadelphia. Can't play here. They don't revolve their offense around me. He gets traded to Brooklyn, then his back hurts. Game 3 happens. Ben Simmons might be coming back for game 4, leaves the group chat. Left the chat. That man is a coward. You watch The Wizard of Oz? That man is the cowardly lion that's missing his heart. My man has zero heart. And in the NBA, if you're in a competitive situation and someone's going at you and you do not have heart, I don't want to hear Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is an elite defender. Ben Simmons has all the talent in the world and could be elite in the NBA, but he doesn't have heart. He has no heart. My man is trash, period. So you can stick up for him all you want, but my man is trash.
Freddie, to answer your question, his overall career average is 15.9 points, right? The last season he played, 14.3. You're 6'11", 240, a point guard, and you're barely getting 15 points?
Okay, hold on, Cam. Let's finish the roll, and we want to welcome Cool to the show. But let me finish my point.
Mm-hmm.
We already agreed that we believe that he will still be the defender that he was when he was playing.
Yes.
We still believe that he will be a good rebounder.
Yeah.
You disagree on the scoring, okay? So 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that he will still be a good facilitator?
He's not going to be a facilitator.
No.
That's Kyrie's team.
No. I'm not. No. The question is, this is the question. Do you believe that he will be a good facilitator? That there's going to be times that he's going to have to get facilitated. There is going to be times.
No.
So you think all of a sudden he's going to lose the attribute of getting guys open?
I don't think
can I
he'll
give
lose
you an
that.
explanation? Hold on, can I give you an explanation on that? The reason I say no is because there will not be one game where he is ever going to be the one option or the floor general. That is Kevin Durant. That is Kevin Durant's team. And if it's not Kevin Durant, it is Kyrie's team. Steve Nash will, especially what he's coming off of, he's not going to run. No offense will ever be ran through Ben Simmons.
Cam, brother. Let me explain something to you, brother. The Lakers is LeBron James' team, but when we had Rondo, there was a lot of time where he was the main facilitator. So you don't have to be the best player to be the main facilitator. Let's get that straight. Steph Curry is the best player on the Golden State Warriors, but a lot of times it's Draymond Green that's doing a lot of facilitating. So I agree.
Do you realize what you just compared Ben Simmons to?
But I do believe that at times they're going to depend on Ben Simmons being in the post, getting guys, getting the shots open, getting other guys' shots available. Doug's he'll average 7 assists a game. I still believe
I got a bold statement
Ben Simmons to two people who have credibility on the court.
I got a bold statement for you. You want to hear another bold statement?
No,
I'll bet you Ben Simmons doesn't play for the Brooklyn Nets this year. I don't even know if he's going to play basketball again. The man is scared of the basketball.
How much you want to bet? I'm willing to bet whatever you want to bet right now.
We'll spend $50 on it.
That's not a bad take.
Deal.
That's not a bad take.
And the add-on to my take, the add-on to it, Freddie, you asked about Jared Allen guarding Joel Embiid. I wanted to pull it up because I knew I was right, but I wanted to pull it up. You want to know what Joel Embiid's stats are versus Jared Allen? StatMuse. Shout out to StatMuse. Love the place. 30, 14, and 5. Oh, you know what? It might have happened early in Jared Allen's career. Let's check the last 3 games. 42 and 13, 40, 14 and 10, and 22 and 9. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Jared Allen's slowing down that monster.
Hey, a lot of that was free throws.
Hey, listen, they still call fouls, right?
Yeah, I got you. Cool.
Yes, sir. I was patiently waiting.
I'm good because you know what? I'm running the show. I'm the principal, and when the principal tell you to sit in the chair and wait, you did that, and I applaud you, good sir.
Well, I don't like the reference. It was more so deference to the other two gentlemen as they were spitting facts. I've never been one to really listen to the principal. You know what? Paddle me, so what? I'm still going to say what I got to say.
Hey, cool. So first off, what was your reaction to the trade on yesterday with Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland?
Well, I'll simply put it like this. You cannot let Donovan Mitchell go for less than you let Rudy Gobert go, right? Because who's the better player? Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert? I think everybody agrees it's Donovan Mitchell. But here's the funny part about it. So we have the 2 pick swaps, right? What's up, Jordan? The 2 pick swaps are basically vanity because you can't tell me that Utah is going to be a better team than Cleveland in 2026 and 2028. If you tell me that right now, that means you are from the future and you've seen it. That's the only way you would make that statement to me right now in all good faith.
I don't know.
Oh, I know. You're going to have a bunch of draft picks. You haven't shown a propensity besides drafting Donovan Mitchell to really go out and draft a bunch of great players. So you're giving a team that doesn't have a history of a lot of really great draft picks, a whole bunch of picks to mess up with. It happens every year. Somebody makes some mistakes. They grab guys they shouldn't grab. I believe it's going to be Utah for the most part. You can grab 1 or 2 good players, but you're not going to get a guy to replace Donovan Mitchell, I don't believe. So here's the thing. So those 2 are just there just for what I call vanity matrices, just to make sure that it looks like they got more for Donovan Mitchell. I think he fits well in Cleveland, though. He's their veteran. It's a young team. They want to run. They want to push the ball. They're very athletic. It still doesn't make them better than the top teams in the East, does it? Does Donovan Mitchell make them the best team in the East? I don't think so. It makes them maybe if we're being generous, the 4th or 5th best team in the East.
Spitting facts, man. Spitting facts.
That's what Gene was saying.
And I wasn't watching, by the way, so I'm not stealing anyone's shine.
No, not at all. I love it when someone spits facts.
That's where I said I'd put him dead in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Since Cool didn't answer both my questions.
But I do have to interject on Trash Simmons. So
Yes.
Ben Simmons is soft. He reminds me of another former player that was ejected from Philadelphia, and that's Carson Wentz. Just like Carson Wentz, he's not a leader. Just like Carson Wentz, he's soft mentally. And just like Carson Wentz, his teammates are probably not that fine of a guy who came over and faked injury because he doesn't want to play. So for you to
What
say,
did he fake? I'm curious.
the whole mental issues, very disrespectful to people who actually have mental issues. Because if you have mental issues, whoa. Oh, what did Carson Wentz fake? Carson Wentz fakes all kind of stuff.
He faked being a quarterback for a hot minute.
That's the main thing he faked.
Oh,
if you want to go into
so
it,
you're making stuff up now. Okay, I got you.
No. I wasn't finished though because you. I mean, that was a great answer. Do you really want me to follow such a great answer with facts? Sometimes you just let it ride with what's said. You don't follow that up talking about the subject anymore. You kind of drop that because that's the best answer anyone can give. But back to Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons is what I consider a soft mentally player. Talent-wise, yeah. But if you go back and you read, which I actually did a few months ago, what people were saying about him out of college when he came into the NBA, they were basically saying he's soft. He wants to be the star. He doesn't have the talent level for that, but he's a really great player when he's playing against people less talented than him, people who don't know how to handle his combination of size and ball handling. But once you get to the league, you don't have that anymore. Now you have a bunch of guys who are as good as you and better. This is a guy that's been in the league multiple years and has the brokest jump shot I've ever seen from someone who wants to be a star player.
JJ Redick said he's left-handed.
He
doesn't know it. He won't admit it.
He could be right-handed. He could be ambidextrous. Whatever he is, he needs to fix something because that shot is terrible. As far as his passing, which is what you guys were talking about at the end, can he make some passes? Sure. But are you going to trust him after not playing basketball for over a whole season to come in and be a guy that you run offense through on the first or second unit? You can do so. And Steve Nash, who has as much coaching experience before this job as me, may decide to do that. And that could be another reason why Brooklyn is not as good as they're supposed to be because they're using someone in a position that they shouldn't be in. Ben Simmons should not be a guy that you're running your offense through. Ben Simmons should be the guy that catches the ball and shoots it or passes it on to the next option, period.
Thank
you. Did you say shoot?
And he's not a guy.
Thank you.
Did you say shoot?
Hey, somebody got to get rebounded somehow, right?
You cannot be in a professional league and take off a year or more and come back and be the exact same player. We've
seen Michael Jordan do it.
We didn't see him do it at first.
This man just compared Ben Simmons to Michael Jordan.
No. You just said we have never seen nobody do it. And I just said, yes, we have. We've seen Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's not your average basketball player.
No, you can't move. No. One thing I'm not going to let you do is get the goal.
Okay, hold on. You're right. You're right. You're Michael Jordan. That's your one. Le'Veon Bell, Cam Newton, who else? Adrian Peterson. That's three.
I don't know. AP look.
He came back.
AP
and
still look good.
Played for 7 different.
AP teams. Still look good though afterwards though too.
Yeah, on Madden when you throw his sliders up, yes. He came back and he was not.
Hey. Like I said, you and the principal officer. Back to let's move to the next topic. So since that trade has been, done since yesterday, Utah has been engaged with trade talks, trying to pretty much get a lot of the veterans pieces away from the roster, like a Boban Bogdanovic, a Jordan Clarkson, a Mike Conley, a Rudy Gay, guys like Malik Beasley, guys like that. That's trying to compete for just trying to compete in the playoffs. Utah is clearly not trying to do that anymore now that they lost Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. And by the way, I just want to interject this: if I was Utah, there's no way in hell that I'm losing Rudy Gay and Donovan Mitchell in the same summer. That's just my opinion. But neither, hey, they did it. So do you? Okay, so there's reports that the Lakers are interested in at least two of those guys. If you was the Lakers, what would the trade be surrounded by Russell Westbrook and for who on the Utah Jazz team? And Gene, I see you laughing. We're gonna go with you first, sir.
That's fine. You can laugh. I'm laughing because Lakers fans are funny, man. They very funny people. So like they always think that people are going to take on Russell Westbrook's contract for nothing. Russell Westbrook's contract, you'd have to give me a first round draft pick to take on that contract. My man you would talk about Ben Simmons being bad. Russell Westbrook is Ben Simmons, a little bit more athletic with the same jump shot and just not as fearful as Ben Simmons is. That doesn't play defense. No one's taking Russell Westbrook's contract on. Nobody. They don't want him. You know who your best shot at trading Russell Westbrook to is? Best shot is to an organization that wants to fill the stands, that has a ton of cap money, that's not going to make the playoffs. Utah's not that organization. They're just not. Danny Ainge wants to lose. He's accumulating draft picks to lose. The Lakers have nothing to give up. That's why they're going to live in purgatory, because they can't trade anything because they have no assets. They have two first-round draft picks up until 2030.
No, it's not 2030. It's not. It's 2027, 2028.
Listen, the Lakers have zero assets. They're aging team, and
they're not aging. No, Gene.
They're not aging.
No.
How old is LeBron James?
One thing I'm not going to do, sir, is I'm not going to let you come up here and just sit up here and just talk smack. I've been pretty calm today, and I'm trying to stay calm.
I'm trying to get
one thing the Lakers did, they did learn from their mistake on last year. They said, you know what, they was right. We were a little bit too old. Let's go out and get some young guns. And I will give them their credit. They did get young guns. So clearly they're not an old team. They went out and get a Lonnie Walker Jr., a pretty young guy. Last time I checked, he was young. Thomas Bryant, the last time I checked, he was young. Damian Jones, the last time I checked, he was young. Troy Brown, last time I checked, he was young. You still have Kendrick Nunn, he's young. You still have Austin Reeves, he young. Scottie Pippen Jr., young. Swider, young. And AD, he's still roughly young. He's not even in his 30s yet. The only older players you have on this roster right now is LeBron and Russell Westbrook. Other than that, they're pretty much a young team. So I'm not going to
just let you rattled off 7 rotational bench players, and
I'm not going to let you sit up here to say that we're an old team.
Pat Mills.
You can say what you want to say, Gene, but at the end of the day, we do have 2 first-round draft picks.
7 rotational bench players that will be rotating between the Lakers and the G League and play them off like they're good NBA players. I'll give you Lonnie Walker and a half. That's it. Kendrick Nunn? That's what you're resting your laurels on? Come on, man.
I guarantee you we'll have a better record in Philadelphia next year.
Listen, that's a bad bet, bro. You're going to lose that one, Freddie.
We
think they have a better record than Philadelphia? I'll kiss your ass in Macy's window if they have a better record than Philadelphia.
Gene, unfortunately,
you're out your damn mind.
Unfortunately for you, I don't like my ass kissed.
You are out your mind. The Lakers. Hey, you want to talk about glass? You want to talk about glass? Anthony Davis hasn't played a full season since 2013.
No, the bubble year. He played like 78 games.
Yeah, the bubble year.
So can I please interject right here?
Yes, sir.
No. Yes, I was going with Cam next. I wasn't going.
No. Well, I'm interjecting right here.
Hey, cool.
I'm interjecting right here. So,
did I give
you to come out and use the fact that Anthony Street Clothes Davis, who we know cannot make it a full season, and the only reason he made it a full season, the year that they won a championship was because they had a 3.5-month break. So you stop it, Freddie. I don't care if it's your show. I don't care if you call yourself the principal or whatever. Stop the mess.
It's just stop like Jordan B. Jordan B is a part of the Street Clothes Academy as well.
Stop the capping. And also to talk about your so-called young starting lineup, because I think he was actually referring to your starting lineup, Gene was, and not the those rotational players that you threw out
They're
there.
still young.
Russell Westbrook, I would not consider young. According to ESPN, Patrick
Didn't I
Beverly
say
is your
he wasn't
starting.
young?
According to ESPN, Patrick Beverly, your starting shooting guard. He's definitely not young.
Patrick Beverly's not our starting shooting.
I'm telling you, according to ESPN, if you
ESPN is wrong.
that's
Lakers,
fine.
go to
I'm just-
Lakers.com. They no.
No.
They named
I said-
Austin Reeves. They said that he will be the starting shooting guard.
Again, according to ESPN,
I don't care what ESPN say. They're wrong.
According
I don't
to
care.
ESPN,
They're wrong about a lot of things.
if they
They
if
wrong
they're
about a lot of things.
then they're wrong. But according to
They
them,
wrong
that's
about
what
a
I'm
lot
using.
of things. And that's one
Your
of them.
starting small forward is your young guy, which is Juan Toscano Anderson. LeBron
He's
James. I
not
don't
in
think anyone.
starting. What are you talking about?
Did I not say? I preface what I said by according to ESPN. So if you want to go call ESPN and argue with
blasphemy.
them,
Why are we talking
that's
about
fine.
this? This is irrelevant.
that's fine. It's not irrelevant. LeBron James, your starting power forward, according to this, is old. Anthony Davis, your starting center, according to this, his body is 45 already. So,
Ladies and
according to
gentlemen, that
ESPN,
whole Squilla-
according to ESPN, you have
Bro.
one starter that is not old. Okay. Now, this is what I will say, because I know I like how you like to try to deviate the conversation away from what we're actually talking about. Here's the fact of the matter. No one is going to take Russell Westbrook from you unless you're going to attach at least one of those first round picks and take back trash for him. You're not willing to do that so far. So that's why he's still on your roster.
How do you
That's
know
why
we're
he's going to
willing
be
to
on
do
your
that?
roster. Because if you were willing to take back trash, you would have already traded him.
No.
All the reports. Now, if all the people that are reporting are lying, then that's one thing. You can go
See.
talk to all of them. All the reports state that you guys want back value for Russell Westbrook, which makes
No.
sense from your end, but it doesn't make sense for anybody that's
See,
you're
this-
trying to
this-
trade
this
with.
is what- See, this is what they're not telling you. See, the Lakers, we've never been in business just to do. We don't do trades just to do trades. We've never been the organization that just go out so fast and just go. We're a team that sit back and wait. Oh, y'all in trouble now. My other Lakers brother here now.
There's no
Let's do
trouble.
it.
There's no trouble.
Yo, we got
Let's-
There's no trouble.
we got the squad in here, man. Got the squad
Listen,
here,
this
man.
is what we do. What we're sitting back and we're analyzing the landscape of the NBA. See, because next year we're gonna have about 50 mil of cap space next year. So Rob Pelinka, the Lakers, they don't want to mess up that cap space because we know big next summer is a big summer. So right now, this Utah trade is the best trade on the deal on the table because they're on expiring contracts. We don't want Buddy Hield and Miles Turner because they have more data. That's more money. Take money away from us. So now we are engaged when talks. And this lineup that you just spilled, that was a waste of talking. Cool. You know, like I know that's not the starting lineup. They've already said
Again,
be inserted.
Don't
next
come.
time.
Don't come for me. You go
No,
come
I am
for
coming
ESPN.
for you because you.
Don't come for me, you come for ESPN.
No, I
Yep.
am because you reported it. You said it. So
Hey, you
that's
want me to
some
share the
passes
screen?
by
You want me to
Anderson
share the
gonna be
screen?
starting.
You want me to share the
You
screen?
know doggone well that ain't gonna
Hey.
happen. It's gonna. Hey,
I'm not a Lakers fan.
we don't know if Russ
I
gonna
use
be
a
that or
resource.
not. To be honest with you,
Hey.
and even if it is, we
If
don't
you
know
don't like
who's
it-
gonna start. We know we'll say Russ. It's gonna be Austin Reeves. It's gonna be LeBron. It's gonna be AD, or it's gonna be Thomas Bryant or Damian Jones. One of the two. What you want?
That's me
Ken?
playing the world's smallest violin for you.
I'm in the back of the principal's office, but I'm a Bron fan. I don't give two damns about the Lakers because I gotta worry about the Pelicans and make sure Zion's losing weight. But LeBron, only thing old about LeBron is his age because you can't be eligible for AARP and dropping multiple bombs in consecutive games. Russell, I don't know. I think he's got a serious case of Markelle Fultz. I think like there's fluid on his elbow or something. I don't know. But it's not an if they put a first round or two. It is they will. There's no shot. There's like you're
Don't
saying.
have to. Yeah.
There's after him coming off, he was decent in Washington, which that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to him was when going there. That automatically dropped his stock and his credibility. But coming off of that and it comes to the Lakers and this past season for Westbrook truly showed how stat padding they were in OKC. Mr. Triple Double, this and that. Okay, what else do you have? Nothing. The MVP, it was a part of the media motive. That's it. Point blank, period. And for you to be a Lakers fan and say you don't want Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, you were insane. Buddy Hield was an off-ball scorer.
Hold on, no, Cam. I didn't say that.
You said you didn't want that because
I didn't say I didn't want that. No, hold on, no. Don't do that, sir. What I said was it don't make sense because right now the Lakers is not going to do anything to hurt their cap situation. So that's why they want Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, but they like, you know what? There's a Kyrie Irving that's available next year. There's guys
Kyrie's not coming to play with Bron. Bron is staying in LA until Bronny comes in the league. He's gonna play one time with Bronny.
How do you know Kyrie Irving's not coming to LA? Tell me that. How?
He doesn't want to be with LeBron. He doesn't want to be in his shadow no more.
Wasn't he trying to come this off season? Wasn't there reports that he was telling folks that he was coming to LA?
If I go right on Wikipedia that I'm the strongest man alive, are you going to believe it? It is the media.
Love how reporters are okay when they're saying positive things about the Lakers, but when they saying negative shit, they not okay. Like, didn't Cool just bring up reporters, and we not talking about those? Those reports are wrong, but the ones that were positive about the Lakers, remember just talking about that?
No, Gene. That's one thing. See, y'all see, this is what y'all do. Y'all wanna twist what I say around and try to use them against me. I ain't letting that pass, brother. I never did knock down what Cool said. I just went in full detail of what's going on. So don't twist my words.
In other words, that's him knocking what I was saying, but he just doesn't want to acknowledge that. That's fine. That's fine.
No, because you didn't go in full detail. You just want to say one side of the story. But if you're going to say one side, say all the sides.
All right, hold on.
Let me sides when you start yelling and your eyes get big.
Let me
get my answer because I didn't finish what I'm saying.
Before we get a WWE promo going,
can we let my brother Jordan get a part of the show?
I never got to give my answer to the question. I never got to give my answer to the question.
Go ahead.
The only, if you're gonna try to get rid of Russ for somebody on Utah, the only person that is worth even blinking an eye to is Jordan Clarkson, because you can't have there's not another six man in the league right now that's like Jordan Clarkson that can come in off the bench and give you 36 or more. Like it's crazy. But he's not worth Russ and a first round. That's not it. Are you going to get Rudy Gay? Are you going to get who else they got over there?
Brother,
I would
just imagine. That's what I'm saying. Like Utah, there's no way Utah has anything desirable for you to lose Westbrook.
Yes,
which I am not knocking that Westbrook can have a bounce back year. I'm not saying that it's not possible.
He's the worst five players in the NBA that start.
I'm just saying for Russ and a first round for Jordan Clarkson.
If I was Utah, I wouldn't do that.
Cam, this is I'll tell you players that on Utah right now that I'll take over Westbrook. Johnny Juzang, Leonardo Bamaro.
Who the hell is that?
Exactly.
Johnny Juzang. You gotta watch the tournament, baby. That's UCLA.
Well,
Johnny Juzang is.
I'm
Jared Vanderbilt.
You're a college basketball fan. Bro, I'm not a college basketball fan really, but bro, to me it sounds like you're naming the filler teams on 2K when the old ass teams name everybody else. John Smith, Brown, Jimmy Smith.
I will take bag of chips over Russell Westbrook.
Looking at that dude's name and
clean your eyes, clean your glasses, and go watch what Russell Westbrook did last year. I can't go.
Dude's last name is Dookie. You know what that rhymes with? Dookie, because you know why?
I'll take Gene over Russell Westbrook.
I got a better jump shot than he does.
My dude looks like
Vlad. I got a better jump shot than he does.
Jordan, can we get your input on this, sir?
So the topic, we in the Lakers right now, bro, or what's like what's the topic?
If you was the Lakers, what two of the Utah Jazz would you trade for? Like who would you trade for? Like the two players on the Jazz, who'd you trade for?
We playing
Well, like how
2K
old?
right now.
How old is Rudy Gay? He's like up their age, right? I mean, so I'll probably trade for Jordan Clarkson,
He's 36.
36. So I mean, I'll probably get Jordan Clarkson, trade for Jordan Clarkson because, like Cam said, like he can average or not average, but he can give you 36 points. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would take a Buddy Hill too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. Like Rudy Gay, I mean, he's still a good player, but he's aging. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there can be a waste of a trade. But he can still give you points, like in the paint. But we need
Jordan, you ain't.
no wait. But Freddie, we need shooters, my brother. We need shooters, man. And Russell Westbrook, he can shoot, but he's not consistent on the consistent
He
level.
can do what?
Hold on, Gene, because I know you're ready to jump. Hold on. Technically,
I would take Buddy Hield over Russ.
that motherfucker is not going in the rim.
Better than Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, he ain't doing nothing, man.
Yo, let me ask you a
I
question.
mean,
real
I'm
quick.
not saying you're
Who?
wrong.
Is he a better shooter than Ben Simmons? Like,
Who?
would you rather have the guy
Russell?
that can't make the shot that shoots a bunch, or the guy that's scared to take the shot? Because
I'd
I would
rather have the
rather.
guy. I'd rather have the guy that shoots a lot because I know to go crash the boards to get rebounds. The guy that won't shoot, I mean, that's just what are you gonna do with a guy
At least
that can't?
Ben passes
A
to somebody that
basketball
can
player that
shoot.
don't want to shoot. Like,
Listen. I'm gonna give you my opinion what the Lakers should do. You trade for Clarkson. That's a scorer. He can shoot. Then you go out there. You trade for Boban Bogdanovic as well.
Oh yeah, both. He's a good shooter too. Man. I'll take him.
Hey, like
How?
Shaq said, if you got that itch in your last name, you can shoot that ball. That's the best option. And then just roll with that and see what it gets you. And that way,
I have a question. I have a question for you, Freddie.
I'm not done talking.
I just want to let you know I have a question for you when you're done.
I'm just letting you know I'm not done talking. Thank you. That
You're
right
not
there
welcome.
creates you depth, and you just lean on LeBron and AD, and then the veteran, the role players have to just do their job and do their role. Now you can speak. Oh, now you don't want to talk. Okay, let's move to the next.
Now I'm messing with you. Question. The question is, please provide me with the trades for these two people that you're offering that you think the other teams are going to take. That's what I want to hear. Since you're playing GM.
All right, say it again.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just asking you to enlighten us all on what the trade packages that you're going to offer for Bogdanovic and for Clarkson.
So of course,
inquiring minds would like to know.
Of course, Russell Westbrook is going to be a part of it. And hell, if I'm Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, I'm cool with giving you the 2 first-round picks.
Okay, and what else?
That's all.
Yeah,
Utah
you're not getting both of those guys.
Utah's not trying to win basketball games.
No, that's not even working on 2K.
2K has declined the trade.
I'm just going off, like you brought up reports. I'm just going off of the reports that I've read. So it like Mr. Gene said, either the reports are true or either they're not. Or either they don't go by.
Well, the report, it may be offered, but it's not going to be accepted.
For a 6-man,
Not going to be
you
accepted.
give up
Okay.
Russ and 2 first-round picks for a 6-man.
Hell yeah.
But because I don't want to take on contracts, I'm not going to try to get Buddy Hield, who is an amazing off-ball player that they need. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I like it.
He was
Well,
talking
you will
earlier about
championship ever again for Lakers.
Cam, is you
Oh.
rather Buddy Hield over Kyrie Irving.
I'd rather Jordan Hill.
Over Kyrie Irving.
No, over freaking what? No, like that's the type of that's the team you're bringing
I can tell
in.
you couldn't play Family Feud because I didn't even get to finish the question. So I'm gonna throw it back there at you again. You would rather Buddy Hield over Kyrie Irving.
Buddy Hield is a lot more realistic, yes. And you think Kyrie's not going to have a bigger contract than Buddy?
I'll answer that question. I'll sound a little bit more direct with you. I would take Buddy Hield over Kyrie Irving, 100%. Kyrie Irving don't want to play basketball.
I can tell.
His first priority is not even basketball anymore.
I look for heart.
But Cam, one thing
heart is something I look for.
Under LeBron, that he played basketball. LeBron know how to control Kyrie.
How many years ago was that? How many years ago was that?
How many years?
He's not. It's not the same Kyrie.
You talking about Kyrie?
Just watch this year when Kyrie. Just watch this year when Kyrie balls, And I want all the haters to come on the show and get his brother his roses. I really do.
You want to talk about Kyrie Irving, the one that took a month off because there was a war in Ukraine and he needed to rest his mental health because there was a war overseas?
Hey,
That Kyrie?
I just want y'all.
I thought he signed up for. I thought he signed up for COVID. I don't know if it were Ukraine.
Defending, no, it was when at the beginning he had an agenda. I understand. Okay, so this has been my entire argument because of Kyrie. So I can't remember what it was, but when he first took off, he was pushing. It was something overseas, but he had an agenda on helping a certain like culture or something. He was bringing it to the light, which a lot of athletes, influencers should use their platform to get certain stuff like that out. But they were entering the playoffs, and he said in an interview, basketball is not my main priority. If I am paying you damn near all my money and you're one of my star players and you're telling me that your main priority is not basketball, get out. I am trying to win a championship. I'm trying to better this legacy. If your mental state is not priority to basketball first,
I don't think. No, hold on, no, Cam, no. I don't think basketball is LeBron's main priority. I believe his main priority is his family, his kids.
Hey, tell me that when he beats Kareem for most points ever. Tell me that when he becomes
no. What I'm saying is, Cam, see, this is where people get it. This is where people fail to get it realized, like they don't have a life outside of basketball.
I know LeBron has a life outside of basketball. But I guarantee you that I guarantee you that he ain't gonna ever tell you that basketball is his main priority. That's not true. He just went and played in the Drew League and in the crossover.
That don't make that his main priority. He likes doing it. He loves playing basketball. That's not his main priority.
So hold on. So what I was talking about was main priority going into the playoffs. That's not LeBron's. When he literally every year when he goes to the playoffs, he says he goes dark. He gets all of it and he locks in, and his main priority is playoff basketball. What I was speaking of.
What happened the last couple of years? You see, Cam, you're missing the point, brother. Listen, you can't see now. You're living in an era nowadays where you can't tell. And I don't even remember when Kyrie was taking about a war. It wasn't the war. It was because they were doing his protesting.
Yeah, they were protesting for yeah.
So where are we coming with this war? It wasn't nothing. Had nothing.
I don't think it was a war. He might be right, but I don't know.
He wanted to stand up because he wanted to have a voice for the voiceless. And I agree. I criticized Kyrie throughout the whole thing. But one thing that I will not do is let my feelings about that brother outside of the court take away what that brother is on the court. Because when he's on the court, he is a problem. That goes for Kevin Durant too. He is a problem.
The best ability is availability.
And watch. And when he's available this year, I want 1, 2, 3. I don't know where you at on this, Jordan, but I want at least y'all three to come on the show and get his brother his roses. Him, and Ben Simmons.
At the end of the day, you said
you ain't worried about giving Ben Simmons Irving.
You said you wanted Kyrie Irving over Buddy Hield, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. You think Kyrie is going to take less money than Buddy Hield?
We're going to have money next year, Cam. We have $50 million next year.
So why wouldn't you take the younger freaking talent that you can build up? But what do you mean?
Because we ain't Dallas. We ain't these teams that's trying to build up. This is the Lakers.
You just named 17
that's trying to build up. They've been building for 34 years.
Your entire team is built of 22
We ain't that team.
What do you mean?
Ken, what do you mean? We are the Lakers. We try to go for championships. See, Philadelphia, they can trust the process.
You get one championship since Kobe. You get one championship since Kobe, and we're back to a dynasty. No.
Cam, I know you have not watched Hey, my brother, go watch Legacy. You don't understand the Legacy,
dude.
Obviously, you don't. Obviously,
Freddie, when that was happening,
you don't know it.
When your parents were young, that doesn't count. When Cool was in middle school, that's when that was happening.
It wasn't.
It
What
doesn't.
you
We're
talking-
talking about right
So-
now. We're
So
talking
I'm
about
going to end the Hey Cam, I'm going to end the conversation like this, my brother. Go watch Legacy, because clearly you don't know, and you're stuck in Louisiana. You're drinking. You're drinking the
bro. You dwell on the past.
Eddie, you
Look to
whatever you
now.
do. Hey,
Why are we dwelling on the past?
because I'm telling you, the Lakers way. We don't trust the process. We don't build talent. We win championships. That's why we have 17 of them.
How long did it take you from Kobe's last to LeBron's first in LA?
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying we haven't had rough patches, but guess what? When we had the moment, what did we do, Jordan? We shipped the young talent out of there to get Anthony Davis. And what did we do, Jordan, the next year? What did we do?
We won it. We won it.
That's what
happens
we
if they-
do.
What happens?
But
if-
now I do regret, seeing the young players like D'Angelo Russell.
Why do you
and,
regret? How do you
because
regret, Jordan?
they were- because
See,
look
Jordan,
at Brandon
people like
Ingram's
this-
career
hold
since
on,
he
Jordan.
left.
People like this influence your brain, brother. We have seen the Phoenix Suns be one of the best teams in the NBA the last couple of years. Guess what, brother? It's hard to win NBA championships.
It's hard. It's hard
You don't
to win
regret
to win anything. Look at Serena Williams. He's out.
We
It's
won a
hard.
championship.
Cannot
That's all that matters.
win because Phoenix has Chris Paul. That's why
But
they
still,
can't
He's a-
win.
But cool.
he's-
What I'm
he's-
saying is cool.
he's
It's
injury
hard to
prone.
win NBA championships. If that was the
It's
case,
difficult.
if
I can't argue with that.
that was the case, every team in the NBA would have a championship. Right? It's not easy.
That's
You-
probably the first
it's-
non-blasphemous thing you said on the show.
It's not always about having the best talent. It's not always about having the best team. You have to have luck. You have to pray that nobody get hurt. It takes a lot when it comes to winning championship. So you should never regret. I don't regret trading those guys, because guess what? Brandon Ingram and LeBron, they wasn't going to coexist. They didn't coexist with each other. So you can't. I mean, the only thing that I hate that we did is after that championship year, we went up and made major moves and we broke that team up. Most teams that win a championship, they normally go back to back.
You would take Kyle Kuzma over Brandon Ingram.
You're not listening to me, Cam.
No,
Brandon
no, I
Ingram's
am.
a
You're
better
saying
talent.
you
Brandon, listen, hold on, Cam, hold on.
Mhm.
Brandon Ingram is a better talent than Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma was a better fit than Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Kuzma better than Brandon Ingram.
It looked like Kuzma was that much of a fit.
What do you call the you said street clothes something, right? What are they called?
I call him Street Clothes Davis. Me and Charles
All right,
call him
so-
Anthony Street Clothes Davis because that's what he's in.
I
most
can
of the
say
time.
that. Man, I can say the
No,
same.
but Freddie,
I can say the same thing for Ben Simmons wearing Gucci Prada glasses on the bench, man.
Man,
No,
Ben
but-
Simmons.
Hey, they make me laugh,
Wow.
Jordan.
Ben
They act
Simmons
like
is-
Joel Embiid's not hurt all the time.
Yeah.
okay, so
Well, I'm not
I want to debunk that myth because I'm tired of hearing that.
No, I'm just saying.
So
every
what would
time
you
he-
consider
is-
not?
he is.
He
He's
is.
injured prone a little bit.
Oh,
Injured.
Yeah,
He is?
didn't he miss
Okay.
his whole first
So
year
how,
in the
how
league?
how many games do you think someone should play over 300 over 5 years?
Healthy.
How many
I'm not
games?
sure.
No, like what would you consider someone not healthy? Like over the last
Oh, no.
5 years, who's played more games, Joel Embiid or Kevin Durant?
I'd probably
Joel
say
Embiid or Anthony
Embiid,
Davis?
Embiid.
Joel Embiid or Anthony Davis?
Embiid.
I got one better for
Hold on,
you.
I'm saying
How about this?
KD
Ready?
was Achilles
Over the last
before.
5 years, who played more games, Joel Embiid or LeBron James?
Yeah.
But still,
I mean,
Hold
I
on.
mean,
How many games would you
we're not
consider?
talking
Joel Embiid or
about
Kyrie
numbers.
Irving?
We talking about who's hurt, and I've seen Joel Embiid hurt many of the time.
How many games would someone have to play in 5 years to not be considered injury prone? How many games would someone have to play in 5 years? 60 a season?
60 minimum.
50 a season?
60
60?
minimum.
like 50 or
Joel
60.
Embiid,
Yeah.
Joel Embiid's played 300 games over the last 5 years, not including playoffs. Can we knock off the narrative that he's injury prone? He plays through those injuries, and he plays well at MVP level.
We had
I got the history. Because I'm bringing facts to the table. June 20th, 2014, he had a undergo surgery for a stress factor.
2014.
January 2017, missed 18 games because he had a meniscus tear. March 28th,
18 games with a
March
meniscus tear is
28th,
pretty good.
2018, he had a left orbital fracture. February 2019, the next season, he had tendonitis. January 9, 2020, torn radical collateral Whatever.
And did he play through it?
February 26, 2020, left shoulder sprain. March 12, 2021.
Oh, you're reading an injury report.
March 31st,
with the
2021, a lateral meniscus tear. April 20, 2022, a ligament tear. April 28, 2022.
He's definitely like, yeah.
So
I mean,
every year there's something with Joel Embiid.
Do you realize, Freddie?
Year
Freddie,
out,
do you realize
year in,
there's
year
a-
out? What are we
you
talking
smacking your table doesn't help?
What are we
Do you
talking
realize?
about?
Do you realize that there's an injury report on all players in the NBA? That players play through things in the NBA. You realize that, right?
Injury's an injury, Gene.
Unless
Do you
it's
want to
street
pull up
clothes.
LeBron James? Do you want to pull up LeBron James injury report? And
Let's
all the
pull up street
injuries he's
clothes
had
injury
over-
report. That's what you don't want to pull up.
Injuries is injuries, Gene.
Look, why is he
This
playing
game
more
are
games than
or
all these
not?
players then?
he has to. He has to. Without Philadelphia, there will be nothing.
He has
He has
to.
to play. He has to play.
Reason LeBron had to do
So-
it. His
How many
Three
teams in
quarters
the
of his
NBA are good
Hey.
without their superstar player, Jordan? You said he has to play.
I mean,
because
yeah,
without
he
him,
has
they'd
to
be
play.
nothing. So
I mean,
what
they
teams
won
are,
it. He's
what
an
teams
anchor
are
of the
nothing
Philadelphia
without their
Queens.
best player? What teams are good without their best player? How is
What
Golden
teams are
State without
good?
Steph?
The Lakers weren't good without their best player, street clothes.
How is Golden State without Steph?
I mean, they.
How good you think Milwaukee be out?
Are you talking about Clay? Like, are you talking about before Clay's injury? Because Clay was stepping
No,
up.
how good was Golden State without Steph Curry?
They were average,
They were second to last team in the league.
right?
They got James Wiseman because of that shit.
But I'm saying, like,
How good? Hold on. How good were the Lakers without LeBron James?
I mean, wait, are you talking about like this past season or just like
ass.
Eddie
Ass.
season.
Don't worry, I'll answer it. Mean Gene.
How good were the Miami Heat without Jimmy
Yeah, they was
Butler?
ass with LeBron on the court this year. What are we talking about?
Because their best
Come
player
on,
is street
man.
clothes. That's
When
why
the
they
best
know he
player
ain't
is
no
not
league.
playing,
That's the best
the
player.
team's not good.
You're not.
So like that's a very that's a
But
that's a
all I'm
kinda-
saying is, 'cause I'm tired of people always talking about Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid is injury prone. Jimmy Butler.
Joel
misses a
Embiid's
lot of
played
time.
300 games over the
Do
last
I need
5
to
years.
Go down the
That's
history of the
60
list?
games a
Do
year.
I need to go down history yet again? I mean, is
Go down street clothes
one
history.
year after other?
Go to street
You're
clothes.
reading off an
Now, hold on.
injury
What does an
report.
injury report have to do with anything? Because if anybody in here is an Anthony Davis fan, it's going to be me. He came from the Pelicans, and
And
I
y'all wasted
have not
him. Y'all wasted his
wasted
career.
him. Wasted him.
Yeah, because y'all put no help outside of the year. Y'all brought the
If he literally would have waited one damn season, he would have been playing with Zion. What do you mean?
But Zion, he's
wasn't
injury
even
prone.
Zion.
He's gonna be hurt anyway.
y'all
That was a
wasn't
good
getting
point.
Zion with AD there.
That was a. They still
I'm
weren't
not-
good.
I'm not
You
saying
just
it
said they
wrong.
were good.
I'm not
But
saying
they
it
weren't
wrong.
good. How could they not?
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm just saying,
is
hey,
you can't sit here.
Y'all
and tell me
wasted that
Anthony
man's
Davis
career
isn't
down there.
soft.
Y'all wasted his career in New Orleans. That's where, hey, just like how y'all got Brandon Ingram, I feel sorry for that, brother. I feel sorry for CJ because y'all ain't never gonna win.
What are y'all doing in LA right now?
We winning.
When
What have y'all
y'all
done since y'all have been a franchise?
Shit.
What have
What?
y'all done since y'all been a
Shit.
franchise?
Wait. For Freddie, so like us being Lakers fans, right? I feel like we have since like you said, we have 17 championships as a whole, right? I feel like the pressure is
all
more.
the way back
I
to
feel like- I
George
feel like the-
Washington.
But I'm saying,
How many could you drink alcohol for, Jordan?
Huh?
How many of those championships could you drink alcohol for?
I can drink every one of them, motherfuckers, man.
Really?
Every one. Hell
You was
yeah.
drinking out. You was drinking
Four.
alcohol before you were born.
Shit, I mean, I was born in '98, but shit.
How many of those championships could you have to drink to celebrate?
One.
I'll help you.
Probably a couple.
I'll help you.
One.
I'll help you.
Because, bro, I was born in 99. One.
Yeah,
Listen.
but still, no. But my point was, like, we have more of the pressure to win a championship than New Orleans Pelicans. Like,
I'll take New Orleans going forward than the Lakers right now.
All right, hold on. Let's talk about it. Let's go through positions.
I would take New Orleans going forward over LA. I wouldn't even think twice.
You have
Whose
Braun.
situation would you rather
You
have? Right
You have
now.
Braun. The Lakers have Braun. That's it.
he's still
What
like,
he is.
oh,
That's
he's
it.
still
They got
putting up
their-
numbers. Like, he averaged
He can.
3.3 points per
Hey,
game.
like I said, I'm a Braun fan. He
Yeah.
dropped 50 multiple times. He
Right,
had
right.
insane triple doubles at his age. Yes.
Mhm.
Like going forward,
Don't forget him.
going
Oh, the
forward,
new rock. Okay.
taking rosters from today and moving forward,
Mhm.
you cannot tell me you're taking the Lakers over the Pelicans. Once
What
Brian
about-
leaves,
No.
once Brian leaves, they're back down to the Swaggy P, Jordan Hill, Jeremy Lin, Lakers.
See, Cam,
Kobe Bryant being on
you
a
know,
Hey,
what was it,
hey,
Ellen
Cam.
sorry, sir.
drafting?
There comes a time where you got to go in timeout, and you're timeout right now. 'Cause
Hey,
I'm
Cam.
I'm done. I'm
I
done
just-
listening to the
You made
craziness.
that
I really am.
I just want to say for
Cool.
Cam,
Oh, man.
You'll be in timeout next, sir. Please don't do this.
time
'Cause
out.
I'm very irritated right now.
I just want to tell
Cam-
Cam something. So when he come back, that if he wants to compare the teams, make sure he goes to Lakers website and don't use other credible sources, because if the Freddie doesn't agree with them, he's going to yell at you. So I just want to make sure you know that.
You know, like I know Anderson not in the starting lineup. Cool. You're better than that, brother. I promise you've been doing this a long time.
Listen,
You've been doing
I
this
was
too
just
long,
giving
brother.
you. Yeah,
You've been doing this too long, brother. You're better than that.
ESPN said. I said ESPN.
You're better than
said.
that, cool.
If
You're better than
ESPN's
that,
wrong, then that's something you need to have a conversation with them about.
Cool. You're better than that.
You have a
brother.
conversation with them about it, bro. Don't have a conversation with me.
Hey, all
Had
I'm
a
saying is
conversation
you
with the
better than
outlet.
that. Cool. All I'm saying is you better than that.
Had a
Listen,
conversation with the outlet. sir.
Cam, see, you know, one thing you don't know about the Lakers is clearly you don't know anything about us. You really need to go watch Legacy. It'll tell you a lot about us. When LeBron leaves, that's fine. That's cool. Guess what? The one thing you don't want us to do is having money. Because guess what? Stars want to come play for the Lakers. It's something different about putting on that purple and gold and whatever color New Orleans want to wear. Y'all, one day y'all the rainbow, one day you're red, one day you're green. You don't know what color y'all want to represent. Taste the rainbow. That's all I know. So it's something different about putting on the purple and gold, brother. That's all I gotta say.
Now I will say, I will agree with Freddie on this. Has two non-blasphemous things he said today. I will agree that people do seem to gravitate a lot towards the Lakers and want to play for the Lakers. So I will give Freddie that.
The only reason why we went to those Jordan Hills days and all the bad days is because of Jim Buss. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't need to run the franchise. Thank God that he's gone.
Pelinka does.
Jim Buss. I couldn't stand Jim
And
Buss.
Rob Pelinka does.
I didn't say Rob
That's trade
Pelinka
for
did
Russell.
either.
You do realize that DeMar DeRozan was already there. He was gone. He was in LA, and LeBron and Rob Pelinka were like, we want Russell Westbrook instead of DeMar DeRozan.
No. I'm not putting that on Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka, no, you can do all you want. They had deals done. Your boy LeBron, he came and said, I want Russell Westbrook. And guess what they did? They listened to their franchise player, and he screwed the franchise. Let's not act like that didn't happen.
Now, didn't he also, in that conversation where they came out later and said that LeBron and him and AD had a meeting, and AD agreed to play the five. LeBron agreed to give up the ball to Russ more and just let him be more of a facilitator?
No, I don't know. I knew they
that's what was reported from the meeting. That's what they have corroborated.
Cam, I just said that. Your boy LeBron wanted Russ. Rob Pelinka didn't mention anything about
Pelinka is the head over the team. Grow some manhood. I'll be appropriate. Grow some manhood and tell him, no, this is not the
NBA. You do what your star player wants. We see what Kevin Durant did down in Brooklyn. Kevin Durant, he wanted Steve Nash. He got Steve Nash. Kevin Durant, he wanted DeAndre Jordan. He got him. He wanted James Harden. He got him. He wanted Blake Griffin. He got him. So if he could do it, LeBron James could do it. And what I'm saying is the GOAT,
he does it well,
which I believe he screwed it up.
Okay.
So
I got LeBron on my team. I'm just gonna do what he says because even though I get paid more than this man, I'm gonna let him dictate how my legacy.
You're damn right you are. Because guess what? Most of the time, you don't do what he says.
Never try to own a team, Freddie. Never. Just take the 2K.
Guess what, brother? If you're the GM for LeBron James and you tell him no, fuck that, I'm doing it my way.
Hey, guess what? If he leaves, guess what? You get your money. You get your contract.
You're gonna be fired.
That's what all you're worried about is having money. Right?
No, Camp. 9 out of 10 times you're gonna be fired unless you're Pat Riley.
I'm about to say, Kyle Edwards is dropping gems in the chat. We're not acknowledging.
Thank you.
You saying thank you? This is your guy.
What do you mean? He just said Pat Riley would not let him run things. That's smart.
That's the only general manager that did not do it LeBron James' way.
You think the Cavs aren't going to let him do it? Who the hell are they without Bron?
The Cavs let him trade everybody in the organization. What are you talking about?
I'm just
Who
wondering,
was in the
where did LeBron
organization?
James win the
What
most
are you
titles at?
talking about?
Who was
Cam?
there?
Where
Thank
did
you, Gene.
LeBron James win the most titles at?
Thank you, Gene. I
Miami.
didn't want to be the one to say
Oh,
it.
okay.
Thank you, Gene.
Just checking.
But that's Pat Riley. His name is already set in this industry. Who is
So
Rob
if everybody wants to be for the purple and gold,
I have to say,
How come
you
they
said
don't have a good
everybody
GM?
wants to play for the Lakers.
They do, and that's why they come.
how come they don't have a good GM then?
And hey, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Rob Pelinka. I believe Rob Pelinka was put in place. I believe this is just my
I
belief.
actually feel bad for Freddie right now. I don't want to do this to you no more. I
No,
apologize.
no. Listen, I believe this. I believe Kobe was helping Rob Pelinka make a lot of decisions behind the scenes. That's Kobe's. Nobody in the NBA is going to hire Rob Pelinka as no general manager. Nobody was. The only reason why he got the job is because of the relationship he had with Kobe Bryant. That's it. And God rest his soul.
Can we get off the Lakers and talk about something that's relevant?
I just want to end on one thing. I just want to end this conversation on one thing. My biggest thing is you're telling me that I have no knowledge on the Lakers and go watch Legacy, right?
You need to, yes.
Okay, I will go check it out. But going off with what Gene said to Jordan, why would I go watch something to learn about stuff when I was barely a thought in my dad's head? What's the point? Because what is that?
You will learn.
Hold on. What does that have to do with today's game?
Are you done?
None
So
of that.
wait. So I got a question. I got a counter question.
Jordan, please let me answer that question.
Why do people talk about Jordan? And I mean that's before my time. You know what I'm saying? So that's irrelevant.
Can I answer the question? I have a perfectly cool
Mhm.
answer for this question. Because you don't obviously know how the Lakers run their organization. So you need to go learn how we started when when Dr. Jerry Buss, God rest his soul, took over the team, how we conducted business, how we did certain things, what the Lakers' expectations. That's why LeBron knew that he had to come
Their
here.
expectations
Hold
now
on,
is
sir,
barely
you want me to answer? I'm
playing
gonna answer the
tournament.
question. That's why LeBron knew that he had to come here and he had to win a championship. Because if not, he would have been killed by Laker fans. And by the way, I don't like the fact that he's a part of the documentary and Legacy, because this just shows you how expectations have been lowered. What has he done to be a part of Laker greats? I don't know.
Where were the Lakers at before Brian came?
I don't care, but what has he done to be considered a Laker great? One championship ain't it. I'm sorry, that don't roll in the purple and gold. We appreciate
How many does he need? He needs to get one more?
We appreciate the little championship that you gave us, but one ain't cutting it. We need multiple championships.
So
I'm just glad Freddie. I got to
I
give
just want
Freddie
to
his
clarify.
credit real quick.
It's a little championship.
To compare to other Laker greats, it does not add up.
Does he
He
have to
don't
do
even have Pau Gasol only have 2 championships. I mean, come
I
on,
mean,
bro.
I
Like,
got 4 total. So
We
I
he
need
doesn't
to
gotta
give
stop
Freddie
lowering
some
the
credit. I
expectations.
got to give Freddie credit. Freddie deserves the credit right now. He just said all that stuff through Legacy, man. How they used to run the organization, how they used to be a great organization, how they used to, how they were built in the 80s. Like, listen,
They
he's
still
right,
are.
man.
But you
They
can't
used
play
to
like
be
that
great.
with these though.
They still are.
You know what the big difference is? The Lakers are like the Cowboys. They're like very, very similar
But
franchises.
we
Like-
win though.
Most of their championships are on VHS.
No,
I get it.
not ours. No.
I'm
We won-
pretty
we
sure you
won
can
what,
find some of
6 of them?
Kobe's on VHS too before they got turned into Blu-ray.
Damn, when was the last time the Pelicans been relevant? I mean, you talk a lot of crap.
I never once said they were good.
You
I
talk a
never
lot of
once said
crap.
they were
Your
good.
team ain't won jack squat. I mean,
When did I say they were good? When did I say they were good?
No, I'm just saying the way
When-
you talk.
when
the
did I
way
say they
you
were good,
talk-
though?
Hold on, the way that you talk, we feel we should think that New Orleans have been a record.
Did I not say I was a Bron
of the
fan?
NBA.
I'm a Bron fan.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
can
only reason I
tell.
follow the Lakers. But
Yeah,
where
I
were
can
the
tell.
Lakers
But
at?
for you
Where
to
were
think
the
that
Lakers
Bron
at?
should be an
They
all-time
were
Laker,
not getting ready to
but
win
for
a
you to
championship.
think that Bron should be an all-time Laker is blasphemous.
I never once said that. But
You
what
just
I'm
said-
asking,
Okay,
those words
I'm
never came out of my mouth.
I'm
My
changing
words
the
never
subject. You
came out
just
of
had
my
a
mouth.
problem with it. You sound familiar like a Ricky. Oh, cool. Only knows that joke. let me change that.
The only thing is how many does he need? Where were the Lakers? You said the Lakers are built on winning championships, right? You have 17.
He
They're
needs 2
built
or
on-
3. He need to win 2, one or
Okay.
2 more.
You were saying the Lakers are built on winning championships.
Yeah.
Where in the world were y'all headed before Bron? Like, serious question. Before Bron came to the team, where were y'all headed? I honestly need to know.
We was positioning ourselves in a better situation because we had to clean up a lot of the mess that Jim Buss put us in because him and Mitch Kupchak made a lot of bad decisions. So when Jeannie took over the team, she had Magic. They had the young talent. They was clearing up the cap space. There was people that wanted to come to LA before LeBron got here.
Who? Okay? I just want names. Because if we can say people,
there was reported that Kawhi Leonard wanted to come.
I thought we don't go off a report.
Hold on, listen, no.
Was it ESPN?
No. See,
I'm just asking.
I'm done. See, I understand you want to follow the leader. That's cool. We change. We're going to the next topic. You want to follow the leader. Hey, it's cool. You can follow the leader all you want to. Don't let cool to get you lost in a rabbit trap.
Why I gotta be me? I hate even saying it.
He following you. He following the leader.
So that's my whole thing is.
No, Cam. We done with this topic. We moving to the last topic of the night. That's fine. I'm not going to let you get my blood pressure up tonight. I'm not letting that happen tonight. Not tonight.
We already did that.
Not to say that.
No, I promise you, it haven't got up. I promise you, it haven't went up yet. I promise you, it's down. We're gonna do the last topic. We're gonna do a rank them. We're gonna do 3 young players, that's talented players. Guard positions. We normally do the point. We've done the point guards. We've done the centers. We're gonna do the shooting guards. We have Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, and Jaylen Brown. We're gonna have
now, just to be clear, because I'm new to the show, is this ranking as in like who I would take going forward?
Correct.
Okay, I got it. I know. I'm here.
Who want to go first?
I'll go first. So we got Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown, and then you said Mitchell. Mm-hmm. So is this like who I'll build my team around, or just like depending on who
out of the player, which one would you take?
Okay, so if I had to rank them, I'd probably do as far as like youth. I go Anthony Edwards because he's still young, so I have a lot to prove. Next to Jaylen Brown because I know he can knock down a shot consistently, and then I'll have Mitchell at the third spot. So Anthony Edwards, he's talent. He can dunk, shoot. We still got a lot of room to work on, but as far as like youth in first, Brown second. And then Mitchell in the third spot. Still a good ranking, but that's how I see it.
Who want to go next?
I'll go.
All right, cool. Roll with it.
All right, so first, I will put Jaylen Brown. Second, I would put Donovan Mitchell. And third, I would put Anthony Edwards. And I'll tell you why. Anthony Edwards is third because he's still the guy, just as Jordan said, there's still work he needs to do, right? We don't know the player he's going to be yet. He's been pretty good so far, but he's young, a lot of athleticism. Like the older guys would say, he's able to make the dunk shot a lot and that type of thing. But let's see a couple of years down the road when he's going to have to diversify his game and become a better all-around player. If he does that, then obviously he would move up. But we're ranking him based on – for me, I'm ranking them based on where they're at now and who I would want for my team now, right? I take Jaylen Brown first because I think he's an alpha dog. He's just stuck on a team with Jason Tatum, and I think that at some point they need to separate because I think they'd be better separated. You can get great value for Jaylen Brown. Donovan Mitchell, he's going into a situation where he's going to be kind of that closer, I think. He's going to bring some veteran leadership to that team. We get to see him play with a better roster around him. So we'll see if that makes him better or not. But based on what I see from Cleveland, what I expect him to do, I'd have him second.
So I really love what you did there. And I'm caught between 2 and 3. Jaylen Brown's my 1.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's trajectory, and he also plays defense, which the other 2 don't. Jaylen Brown's trajectory is absurd. Like you're talking about a guy that came from being a 13-point per game guy as a rookie to a 25-point per game guy last year. Jaylen Brown is the smartest player in the entire NBA. Like intelligence, smartest player in the NBA. He is. talking about Cal Poly, highest scorer of all time, like in the intellectual test coming into the NBA. Just start there. He's a defender, and he's my one. I would take Jaylen Brown over both of them.
Yeah.
Now, second and third are very different. It's projections, it's trajectory. I'm going to take Anthony Edwards 2 and then Spider 3. And I'll tell you why I take Anthony Edwards 2. From year 1 to year 2, that man improved in every – I've never seen a player do this. Improved in every statistical category across the board. Points per game, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, field goal percentage, three-point percentage. To improve some of them minutely, some of them free throw percentage, but literally across the board, basketballreference.com, you literally across the board, his year 1 to year 2 is better everywhere. I think he projects to be a better shooter than Donovan Mitchell. I think he's more athletic than Donovan Mitchell. I think he'll end up being a better passer of the basketball than Donovan Mitchell. So although I would take Donovan Mitchell for one season over him as in next season, but for the rest of their career, I would go Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards, and Donovan Mitchell.
I don't even think I can answer. I mean, my answer was right there with Gene. For me, it's Jaylen Brown at the one, and the reason is he has established his game. He has shown he can show up in them big games, give you what you need, and I feel like he can really go to another team and unlock his full potential as well with my number 2 pick and Anthony Edwards. I despise the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I hate that he's there, but to show that he is on that team with his capability, his talent, and just overall athleticism is able to take a massive jump, like Gene said, from year 1 to year 2. Imagine him going to play with somebody that can unlock his potential coaching wise and another star potential, or like another star player to help mentor him. His shooting would get a lot better. His mental game, driving, paint wise, mid-range shooting, and for Donovan Mitchell being my 3, we're about to see him in a completely new scheme and situation overall. But there's a chance he might not be the same guy. But there's a chance he could still he's still going to dominate. But I don't. It's the Cavs.
Whole basketball.
But they got Josh Allen Johnson, or what's that? Oh, sorry, Jared Allen.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about the coaching there.
Oh yeah, coach.
Yeah, but the whole offense isn't going to revolve directly around Donovan Mitchell like it did in Utah.
That's what I'm saying.
In Utah, he was given completely free reign to do anything that he wanted to do offensively, whereas JB Bickerstaff is going to easily keep Garland and Mobley involved in the offense. So it's not hard to think that statistically his numbers will go down. It's very similar to when Kevin Love made the move from Minnesota to Cleveland. I don't necessarily think he was a worse player. I just think that his role in that team was different than it was in Minnesota.
Yes.
Talking about a guy who was averaging 28 and 16, went to Cleveland and was averaging 21 and 7. It's just a totally different role. I don't think he was worse. I think LeBron helped him become a champion by changing his role. And I think Donovan Mitchell's statistics might go down, but he won't be a worse player playing around better players. But
I'm going to give my list.
Yeah, Freddie, real quick before you do that, because you kind of laughed when I talked about Jaylen Brown's intelligence. And I wanted to bring this up to you.
No,
Jaylen Brown was so smart. Jaylen Brown was so smart. He was offered a NASA internship, become a fellow MIT. He was also considered, and this is actually some racist bullshit to me, was once considered too smart for the league by an NBA executive, which is why they were talking about his draft stock not going as high. He ended up going 3rd to Danny Ainge. But one NBA executive said he was too intelligent to play in the league, which is some real asinine racist bullshit.
That's like ass backwards, yeah. Definitely.
100%. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. I don't even know that. Like, that's crazy.
I laughed at him because you said he's the smartest basketball player in the NBA.
He is. Intelligence-wise, he is.
That's another debate for another day. I'm going to give my list. Number 1, I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell because I do know one thing that he elevates
Cam.
his teammates around him. And I do know when it's time to go in the postseason, he do elevate his game. We've seen that from first year in that so he's two different players in the regular season and then the postseason. He's not James Harden. He definitely he elevates his game, and hey, he's a big shot maker. He takes a lot of shots, he misses them, but hey, one thing I do know about him, he will get his teammates involved.
I mean, I guess for a fair argument, I guess all three players you can still build a team around any of them and start.
Yeah, number two,
Freddie, to your point, and where you're 100% accurate is I remember the series versus Jamal Murray and the games that they went back and forth.
The best basketball. I missed that. That was the best.
51
match.
and 50.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Like,
but
man,
That's with him in
very
Utah.
valid.
He was the main scorer.
that was in the bubble, right?
He'll still be the main scorer.
Oh no,
And,
I understand that, but
to Freddie's
don't know
point,
how he
he's
flowed.
saying play up. But to Freddie's point, he's saying he's seen Donovan Mitchell drop 50 in playoff games.
Yes.
And I respect that point. I think that point is very valid. I understand that point.
And then I'm going number two. I'm going Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown to me gets a lot of disrespect. And Jason Tatum get a lot of the shine and the praise. And that's fine. He deserves it. But man, we've seen it this year how valuable Jaylen Brown really was. Because when Jason Tatum was not hitting, man, Jaylen Brown was coming in the clutch. He was giving his all. That brother there, he's a guy that has improved his 3-point shot. He have a mid-range shot. He can go inside the basket, but not just that, but on the defensive end as well. And we've seen him each year get better and better and better. And his dude's work ethic. I've seen a video of him working under the sea. That's some crazy type stuff. That honestly, and I'm not comparing him to the player, but that's the Kobe type, Michael Jordan type stuff that do some extra weird workout regimens type stuff there.
Just push yourself past normal. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I got you.
And then Anthony Edwards, I'm looking forward to see what this kid's future is because when you see him play, the swagger that he brings to the game, that you could tell that he has it, that he's not afraid. Even when he's like, hey, we all know how great Karl Anthony Towns is as a center. This young kid came here and outshined him. And he comes in there like, okay, I'm taking this team. He reminds me of when Kobe first came in the league. When you had Shaq, and I'm not comparing Karl Anthony Towns to Shaq. I'm not doing it at all. But he comes out and look like, okay, he's that him. He's that dude. And he's going to get nothing. He's going to get better and better. So I'm just looking forward to see. I'm waiting for his moment. When he's leading a team in the playoffs, and I believe it's coming very soon. That's my top pick.
He already leads that team. Mr. Softy ain't doing shit over there. Karl Anthony Towns is Mr. Softy.
Hey, we gotta give him his love last year. Last year he did have a good season.
Yeah, and
you will never hear me give that man his props. I don't care. That dude's overrated.
Mr. Softy.
Hey, what that
And
brother
now he's about to be playing the 4.
Hey, what that brother went through last year.
Yeah, he lost his mom.
Losing his mom and him coming out there giving his all. I gotta give him.
Okay, so I do agree with that. That's
it's a lot
mentally.
Did you hear about John Wall situations? Oh man, same thing.
Hey, I want to end the show.
Missing his mom and grandmom back to back.
I want to end the show different. I know this is an NBA show, but today Serena Williams had her last game. I just want to close the remarks on how we will remember Serena. Serena will go down as the greatest female tennis player ever. Got to give a shout out to her father, her mom, for pushing her in Venus to the golfers that they are. A lot of them they thought that Venus was going to be the best tennis player, but they ended up being Serena. But them two together, man, that was unbelievable what they accomplished in their lifetime. Serena gave the game 27 years. She never cheated the game, and she's going to go down as one of the GOATs to ever pick up a racket. in the game of team tennis of the females, and that's very inspirational to a lot of females that want to play sports in the world today. They've been a great inspiration to them, and now we're just, the game is truly going to miss them, and we're going to definitely miss a goat and a legend to play this game.
Yeah, I had to piggyback off you, Freddie. Like, actually, like I was Wednesday. I was at the second round game, and I actually saw her live. And technically hopefully not, but I saw her last, Grand Slam, and that's pretty big. It's like seeing MJ, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Like, that's how big of an icon she was, and and knowing that, she 40 going on almost, or 39 or 40 going to 41. Like, Venus was the better player back in the day because obviously she was the older than Serena. But Serena, for what she did to the game, just for not just tennis, like basketball, any sport, any girl, like she is the main person for to never give up. But actually, in the post game press conference, I guess, or the interview, they said, Serena, are you going to play again? She's like, I don't know. So she might do one more slam, but for that, we're going to take a break. But seeing her and possibly her final match, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was surreal. And
Yeah,
she,
so, good.
oh yeah,
No, good.
yeah. Like the first game, she I think it was back to back, or they were going back and forth in the first set of the game I saw, and then Serena got destroyed in the second game, and then I guess the third match she just won. But just the fact that she's at that age, and doing what she does at a high level still. I mean, tonight she was tired, like you can tell, because she played Wednesday and she played the doubles match on Thursday, and then today third round. So, but yeah, like she's a goat, man. She's a goat. Yeah, Gene, you can go ahead, man.
So I just wanted to bring up something real quick with Serena Williams. To win a career Grand Slam in tennis, it is a tremendous accomplishment, and that's to win every Grand Slam title in your career, like one French Open, one British Open, one Wimbledon, one Australian Open, one U.S. Open. To do a Serena Slam and hold all Grand Slam titles at the same exact time, that is absolutely absurd.
Unprecedented.
This woman has 23 Grand Slam titles. To say that she's the greatest female tennis player of all time is an understatement, because she, we're on Wire to Wire, we're doing Mount Rushmores, and Los Angeles is coming up very soon, and it's going to be very tough not to have Serena Williams as one of the 4 greatest athletes ever to come out of Los Angeles. I need you to understand with Kobe and Magic and so many amazing players that played in Los Angeles, but Serena Williams, to me, cemented her spot on that Mount Rushmore of Los Angeles, because 23 Grand Slams, 23 Grand Slams.
That's wild. That's out of this world, man.
Dominance is an understatement.
And it sucks because, it sucks that we got the Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. Is like she gets underlooked because she's a woman, and that should be the case. Saying we should take that. We should take it, very, very heavily that she is a GOAT, and no,
100%.
I think Serena. I think I looked in the list. I think it was Serena 23. I think Nadal has 22. 23 possibly wins the men's tournament, but just because she's a woman, we have all the other great, MJ, LeBron, Federer, Djokovic in the tournament in tennis. She gets underlooked because of that, but no, what I agree is she is that woman, man. She is that girl, man.
To respond to that point, though, I don't actually think she gets underlooked or undervalued. And I'll disagree with you.
I forgot about that. Tiger Woods.
Well, I'll disagree with you because Let me ask you guys all a question. Everybody on here, not a huge tennis fan. Maybe you are, but whose name is more relevant to you, Serena Williams or Roger Federer? Serena Williams or Rafael Nadal? I would say it's Serena Williams. And my point being is, in the sport of tennis, I think she's the biggest name possibly ever.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
In the sport of tennis, men,
Yeah.
women, anything.
Men, women, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
without a doubt.
Well, I'll say, man, I was around from when she first started until, now, which could possibly be her last. But like Jordan said, she did kind of leave the door a little bit open.
She kind of did low key.
Yeah.
Low
in case
key.
she wanted to, come back.
Yeah,
and play
I think
Maybe
she
not
said
certain
like
minutes.
she's like, I'm playing so good right now. Like I wish I would have played earlier this year. Like
Yeah.
I might come back, but yeah.
Now, she had played really poorly in the last couple of outings before this one. She was outside of the top 400 at the time she walked in here for the first time, and Lord knows when. But just to be a girl from Compton, her and her sister, started out, her dad training them a lot and just coming up through the levels and everything, man. I'm just happy that she existed, her and her sister. Like, I'm just happy that they existed, because it's so empowering to a lot of not just females, but just youths from Compton, to see somebody that was in our same neighborhoods, in the same area we were in, and the stratosphere that they exploded into. That was it's been amazing to watch, man. It's been a great ride. And anytime people like to talk like, the greatest of all time in all sports and stuff, and I'm like, where you gonna play Serena? Because if you act like you're not gonna pull on this list, I'm just gonna exit. I don't even want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that their dad never gave up, because I watched that movie King Richard, and that was a good movie, Will Smith, and he played a good role. But knowing that their dad never gave up on them, and like even though Venus, I didn't know Venus like obviously has an older sibling, but like she got the deals, like what I'm saying, like actually Venus like turned down a what like $1 million, $2 million Nike deal, signed Reebok, but she got the deal, she got the fame. And the way Serena just like took control, like obviously she had to stay back because she was younger. She couldn't play in the JUCO leagues because she was, too young. But just the fact that their father never gave up, got them into the tennis club early at a young age, and got them training, and it's just sports goes beyond life, man. Just the parenting and having that good the good team around you as a family, And I don't think their dad was in the audience. I think he had some health issues. I think, but. That's what I heard. I think as a report, but just the fact that their dad never gave up on him and stuff, and like the fact that like he saw vision at a young age, because mostly to play golf, to play tennis, players play at a young age. You know what I'm saying? They don't play when they're 20, 19. Like that's too late to get in. But it's crazy that Serena just like you said, cool. Like you better be putting Serena on your list of like Mount Rushmore of players to play of all time. Yeah.
Okay.
I never really grew up watching tennis, but I grew up knowing exactly who Serena Williams was. Like just her complete impact. I couldn't tell you one thing about tennis, but I could tell you and give you a full description on who she was as an athlete and as a person in whole. When you think of a tennis player, you don't really think of much. But you can't think of tennis without like Serena Williams. It's her complete athletic ability to that game is unfathomable and can never. I don't think we'll ever see anybody like her again. And it's crazy. It's crazy to see how long her careers went, and I mean it's always going to be bad. It always sucks seeing a great athlete like that leave. But I think it might be like it was with Brady. I feel like she's gonna have a little retirement, and she's gonna be like, I don't like this, and she's gonna come back. And I feel like hopefully she does. I mean it's always great watching her play, but I mean, I feel like since she kind of left the creak in the door and she didn't close it all the way, I feel like there's going to be a chance that we actually see not much, but a little bit more of
Right.
her game.
Yeah,
This
so
might
I
come
feel
off
like
really
yeah.
cheesy. This might come off really cheesy, Cam. I agree with everything you said except one point. You said we'll never see anyone like her, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with it.
Mhm.
Because she kicked the door in, so you can see more people that are like her.
Mm.
She kicked the door in. Like, let me just give you.
Golf.
That's my man.
Naomi-
You're in my
Naomi-
head.
Na-
Get out of
Naomi-
my head.
Naomi
Coco
Naomi
Gauff.
Osaka.
Yeah.
Coco Gauff at 15 years old was
Yeah.
playing her
Okay.
first major.
Yeah.
A freaking
And I
There's,
think
there's,
that
there's another
Serena,
black girl that's I forget her name. She's nice too. It's not Coco Golf. It was another one. I forgot her.
you talking about Sloane Stevens? Who you talking about?
Sloane Stevens, man. Yep.
So I think that she kicked the door in for there to be more Serena Williams.
That just goes into I'm just not educated on the game.
Oh, that's
to
fair.
know like that. But
I just
that's
mean
what-
that she kicked that door
Yeah.
in for there to be more
Yes.
people like Serena
of
Williams.
course.
And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that speaks higher to her than her greatness is so huge, but for her to be able to kick the door in for other people, it's funny. What I'm from Philadelphia. When I don't know if you guys remember this, but y'all remember Monet Davis?
Yeah, that's the girl that was in the Little League, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's funny, but when Monet Davis was talking about like her inspirations, one of the people that she said was Serena Williams,
Oh yeah, without a
and she
doubt.
said because someone like me from the inner city of Philadelphia can compete with anybody and dominate. And I know that Compton and Philadelphia aren't the same thing, but it's just that thought process to go into a young girl's mind. I love that. So I think that her greatness is just, it can't even be put into words.
Right. Well, man, I want to thank all our viewers for tuning in tonight. This is a wonderful episode. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube at the Sports Empire Network. Follow us on Facebook as well. I want to thank the mean Gene for coming on tonight. I want to thank Cam, Jordan, and Cool. I want to thank you gentlemen for coming on here tonight. It was a pleasure as always to do a show. This was definitely fun. You can catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune into the Big Dogs on Campus in the morning at 8 a.m. Central for our college breakdown show. It's going to be
college gonna be a big one.
yeah, it's going to be an awesome show. They're going to break down all the games. You can see Cam up there in the morning. I believe Cool's going to make his debut in the morning.
Yes, sir.
With Big Dog Anthony and Shane. So make sure you guys tune in. This is the Sports Empire Network. Hey, we are almost here, ladies and gentlemen. So keep your eyes open. We got some big things.
Let's go.
Let's go. Until next time, we are out.
Appreciate